The fluorescent lights of the Quick Mart hummed their usual monotonous tune as Emma Weber stood behind the counter, mindlessly scanning lottery tickets for the steady stream of Tuesday afternoon customers. Her feet ached in worn sneakers, and she'd already glanced at the clock 17 times since lunch. Just 3 more hours until her shift ended. "Good afternoon, Mrs. Weber," old Mr. Patterson wheezed as he shuffled to her register, clutching his daily ritual of scratch-offs and a pack of Marlboro Reds. "How's that husband of yours doing?" Emma forced her practiced smile, the one she'd perfected over 15 years of marriage, the one that never quite reached her eyes. "Thomas is doing great, Mr. Patterson, working hard as always." The lie came easily now. She'd been telling variations of it for so long that sometimes she almost believed it herself. Thomas Weber, her high school sweetheart, the man who'd promised her the world when they were 18, now spent most evenings at Murphy's Bar 3 blocks away, returning home after midnight, reeking of whiskey and muttering excuses she'd stopped listening to years ago. As Mr. Patterson hobbled away, Emma's reflection stared back at her from the security monitor behind the counter. At 42, she looked older than her years. The blonde hair she'd once been proud of was streaked with premature gray, pulled back into a practical ponytail. The laugh lines around her eyes had deepened into permanent grooves of worry and disappointment. Emma, earth to Emma. She snapped out of her reverie to find her coworker, 19-year-old Destiny, waving a hand in front of her face. "Girl, you okay? You've been spacing out all day." "I'm fine," Emma said automatically, straightening the beef jerky display. "Just tired." "You're always tired," Destiny observed, leaning against the counter with the easy confidence of someone who hadn't yet learned how life could grind a person down. "Maybe you need a vacation. When's the last time you and Thomas went somewhere nice?" Emma couldn't remember. Maybe Niagara Falls. Back when Thomas still held doors for her, still called her beautiful, still made her feel like she mattered. That was before the construction injuries, before the pain pills, before drinking became the only thing that mattered anymore. "We're saving up," Emma said vaguely, though they both knew the truth. The Webers weren't saving anything. Between Thomas's sporadic work and Emma's minimum wage job, they were barely staying afloat in their rented duplex on the wrong side of Riverside. The afternoon crawled by in a parade of familiar faces and quiet desperation. Emma sold cigarettes to Phil Dawson, the football coach with emphysema. She rang up frozen dinners for Sarah Mitchell, the single mom working 2 jobs. She processed lottery tickets for dozens of people, each clinging to the same fragile hope. It wasn't until 6:47 p.m., 13 minutes before her shift ended, that Emma did something she'd never done in 15 years at Quick Mart. She bought a lottery ticket. "1 power jackpot," she heard herself say, sliding a crumpled $5 bill across the counter. Destiny raised an eyebrow. "Really? I thought you said the lottery was a tax on people who can't do math." "It is," Emma replied. "Quick pick." The machine whirred and spat out the ticket. 7, 19, 23, 31, 42, and 16. Emma folded it carefully and tucked it into her wallet behind her expired library card and the faded photo of her and Thomas on their wedding day. 2 kids who had no idea what they were getting into. She clocked out at exactly 7 p.m. and walked home past the closed textile mill, the elementary school where she'd once imagined sending children they never had, May, and Murphy's Bar, where Thomas's pickup truck was already parked by the dumpster. The duplex was dark when she arrived. She microwaved a frozen dinner and ate alone at the kitchen table in silence. This was her life. This was what she'd chosen at 18 when she believed love conquered all. Instead, she'd built a marriage that existed only on paper, a future that looked exactly like her present. The power jackpot drawing wasn't until 11 p.m. Emma didn't watch. She knew she wouldn't win. She was wrong. At 11:47 p.m., her phone buzzed. "OMG, Emma, did you check your ticket? Someone in Riverside won." With trembling hands, she unfolded the ticket and checked the numbers. 7, 19, 23, 31, 42, 16. All 6 matched. Emma Weber had just won $1 million. In the next room, Thomas snored loudly on the couch. Emma sat in the darkness, staring at the ticket, and for the first time in years, she smiled a real smile. She had no way of knowing that this moment, the miracle she believed would save her, would instead destroy everything.